Hi guys, welcome to a new episode. We're going to be working on Unit 15, Lessons 3 and 4. We're doing the topic of technology. Okay, so let's take a look at our objectives for the day. Now, we're going to understand a conversation about social networking, site privacy, and we're going to encourage people to continue speaking, and we're going to carry out an internet search about the internet. Now, we're going to be starting with lesson 3. Guys, we're going to have a discussion. So, which social networking sites do you know? I want you to consider the social networking sites that you guys use. Could be Facebook, could be Twitter, could be Instagram, could be Snapchat. I want you to think about the websites that are of interest to you or the ones that you know of. And you can jot them down in your notebooks. Let's look at question 2. Do you use any social networking sites? If you do, write yes. If you don't, write no. Which ones do you use? Please think about them and jot them down in your notebook. Let's go on to number 3. What kind of information should you not put on social networking sites? I'll say it again. What kind of information do you think is too much and it invades your privacy if you share it with people on social media? Could it be your phone number? Could it be your email? Could it be what you're doing or what you're eating? Different people share different things, and sometimes it's an invasion of their privacy. So jot down the things that you think are an invasion of your privacy. We're going to go on to the next question, which is, what problems might you have if someone has information about you from a social networking site? So let's say if somebody read information about you or took information from your account and has asked you to, what problem, okay, we're going to repeat question 4. What problems might you have if someone has information about you from a social networking site? How would you feel if somebody came up to you and told you, I have information about you. I know your home address, or I have your phone number, or even your email. How would that make you feel? Would that cause you a problem? Would you be uncomfortable, or do you accept it? Now we're going to move on to the listening section. You're going to be listening to Basil and Nader. They're going to be talking about social networking sites and finding out what privacy settings are. So you guys are expected to find out what privacy settings are. It's very important, so pay attention. You may take notes if you need to while listening.
I found an interesting report on the internet. Did you know that 64% of Egyptians have smartphones?
No, I didn't. What else does it say?
It also says that Egypt has the highest number of internet users in the Arab world.
Tell me more.
The report says that although this is good, you must be careful because more and more people are having problems with scams.
Really? Go on.
There is an example of a person called Khalid who made a friend on a social networking site. The person seemed friendly, so Khalid told him where he lived and what he did every day. However, the person was a robber. He was waiting to hear the right information.
Then what happened?
One day, Khalid told the person that he was going on a holiday with his family. Now, the robber knew his address, and he knew that nobody was going to be in the house.
What happened after that?
The robber went to Khalid's house in the night and stole many things.
That's terrible. How can people stop things like that from happening?
There is some advice in the article. It says that you must never make friends with people you don't know on the internet. If you use social networking sites, use their privacy settings.
What are privacy settings?
They make sure that only people that you know can read your messages and see information about you.
Thank you. Okay, guys. I want you to tell me what are privacy settings from your point of view. Please jot it down in your notebook. We're going to go on to question 3. I want you to listen again and complete the sentences. So we can read the sentences before we start so that you are well prepared. Number 1 states 64% of Egyptians have smartphones. Number 2, Egypt has the highest number of, I want you to listen out for what Egypt has the highest number of in terms of what people do on social media. More and more people are having problems blank. Khalid told the friend on a social media, on a social networking site, that he was blank. What did Khalid share? You need to listen up for that. The friend was a robber who blank. You should never make friends blank. Now let's listen to the audio so that we can fill in the blanks with information.
I found an interesting report on the internet. Did you know that 64% of Egyptians have smartphones?
No, I didn't. What else does it say?
It also says that Egypt has the highest number of internet users in the Arab world.
Tell me more.
The report says that although this is good, you must be careful because more and more people are having problems with scams.
Really? Go on.
There is an example of a person called Khalid who made a friend on a social networking site. The person seemed friendly, so Khalid told him where he lived and what he did every day. However, the person was a robber who was waiting to hear the right information.
Then what happened?
One day, Khalid told the person that he was going on a holiday with his family. Now, the robber knew his address, and he knew that nobody was going to be in the house.
What happened after that?
The robber went to Khalid's house in the night and stole many things.
That's terrible. How can people stop things like that from happening?
There is some advice in the article. It says that you must never make friends with people you don't know on the internet. If you use social networking sites, use their privacy settings.
What are privacy settings?
They make sure that only people that you know can read your messages and see information about you.
Thank you. Okay, guys. Second time is a charm. Now we're going to fill in the blanks regarding our listening section. So, number 2, Egypt has the highest number of internet users in the Arab world. So, in the Arab world, you'll notice that Egyptians use it as much as possible, or people who live in Egypt use internet as much as possible, more than other Arab countries. More and more people are having problems blank. What are people having problems with? With scams or getting tricked into something when they use the internet. Okay, let's go on to number 4. Khalid told the friend on a social networking site that he was, what did Khalid share? What information, what personal information did he share? He said that he was going on a holiday with his family. Now, do you think that was a good thing or a terrible thing? Let's go on to number 5. The friend was a robber who, what did the robber do? He knew his address and he knew that nobody was going to be in the house, so he stole things from his house. And number 6, you should never make friends with people you don't know on the internet. It's not safe. So we have to take care of our privacy. Now we're going to move on to question 4. It's time to speak and discuss and share. You're going to be working in pairs, so you may find a partner at home, maybe your cousin, or maybe your dad, or mom, or aunt, or even your grandma, and you're going to take turns to talk about a story in the news. So encourage your partner to continue speaking. Now, our main idea here is to encourage people, or to allow people, help people to speak as much as possible. Let's look at the speech bubbles to help us. There was an interesting story in the news yesterday. Really, go on. So if somebody's talking and they pause, you can encourage them to continue speaking by telling them, really, go on. You can also say, great, what else does it say? Or you can say, how wonderful, tell me more. You can even say, then what happened? If somebody's telling you a story and you're curious to know the rest of it, you can say, then what happened? Or you can even say, what happened after that? Okay, guys, so our last request is you're going to be doing an internet search. I advise you to scan the QR code in order to be able to find out more information about the history and development of the internet. To wrap up, guys, we were able to listen to a conversation about social networking site privacy, and we carried out an internet search about the internet. Now we're going to continue with Unit 15, Lesson 4. Hi guys, this is Ms. Sarah Bassioni. We're going to be continuing Unit 15, Lesson 4, with the topic of digital projects. Now we're going to look at our learning objectives. We're going to read about a project to protect buildings, and we're going to discuss the importance of ancient buildings or old buildings. Now we're going to watch a video and then we're going to take notes. So please make sure you have your notebooks and your pens and take notes based on what you understand from the video. Okay guys, so this is an introduction to KARC, which is a project being done by a group of people. We're going to read about it in the upcoming section. So we're going to start with digital projects. We're going to start with digital projects. Unfortunately, many of the world's ancient wonders are in great danger. However, a way to help save many of these monuments has been found by Ben Kayarka, an engineer who comes from Iraq. KARC is a project that he started in 2002. It uses special cameras that take photos of ancient temples and monuments. If anything happened to these buildings, the photos would help archaeologists and engineers to repair them. KARC's projects have also been put on an online gallery so that people from all over the world can see and understand the beauty of these ancient buildings. Now, if we look at the right-hand side, ancient Thebes. Many tourists visit the area of ancient Thebes to see buildings such as Ramesseum, one of the most interesting ancient temples. Special photos of the temple's floors and walls have been taken by KARC's cameras. These will give archaeologists more information about the temple. The archaeologists would be able to use the photos if they needed to repair it. Now, our new words for the day are Iraq, temples, monuments, repair, and gallery. So, I'm going to ask you guys to complete the sentences using these words, these vocabulary words. So, number 1, the temple is around 2,000 years old. Let's look at number 2. Rami's bike is broken. How can we blank it? If something is broken, we must repair it or fix it. So number 2 is repair. Let's look at number 3. Baghdad is a city in which country? There's only one country in the word bank. It is Iraq. Okay, let's move on to number 4. We saw some famous paintings in the new art blank. there's a place you go to if you want to display your drawings and your art paintings, and this is called a gallery. The Sphinx is a famous lake that many tourists visit. So tourists always like to go to special places, and they like to watch special scenery, which is called a monument. You are expected to scan the QR code, guys, to watch a video about archaeology in Egypt. Okay, we're going to move on to section 2. How will the digital photos help archaeologists and engineers? So, guys, we know that KARC is a project that is being done where people take pictures of different monuments and temples and buildings in order to be able to restore them when they need restoration, or when they need to fix buildings when they have been worn out from years of being visited. So how will those photos help the archaeologists and engineers? They're going to help archaeologists repair the buildings if anything happens to them. Question 2. Where can people see KARC's projects? They can see them on an online gallery. So if anybody wants to see KARC's projects or photographs or the buildings that they have taken photos of, in that case, they can see them in an online gallery. Which area has KARC worked on in Egypt? So which area has they worked on in Egypt? That is the area of ancient Thebes. The area of ancient Thebes. What has been done at the Ramesseum temple? I want you to tell me what has been done at the Ramesseum temple. Well, special photos of the temple's floors and walls have been taken by KARC's cameras. So they were taking photos of the floors and the walls in order to repair them if they are ruined or have been worn out. We're going to go on to the critical thinking section of our lesson. What do you guys think would happen if we didn't repair Egypt's ancient wonders? So let's say the pyramids have been really worn out. I want you to tell me, what would happen if archaeologists did not repair them? What would happen to them? They would probably fall down or become damaged. They would not look presentable, and this may affect tourism. Let's look at number 2. Do you think that all of the world's ancient monuments should be protected? Should we protect all of the ancient monuments? I want you to say yes or no and explain your answer. So each person might have a different opinion, and that is totally fine. Now we're going to wrap up, guys. We read about a project to protect buildings and discuss the importance of ancient buildings today. Now, I want to thank you. This is Ms. Sara Bassioni. I was with you today. I hope today's session was